Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Ax-SCB, and I am back again with another video. In today's video, we are going to be continuing the Think Like the Pros series, and today I will be joined by a long time Axie Pro player, Axie veteran, Z from YGG. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Thanks for the nice introduction there.
No worries.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on, and we have a super cool match to go over today.
Oh yeah. So let's get into it. We're gonna talk about our teams first. So I'll just go ahead and explain my team. Then Z, you can do yours next. Up top here, I've decided to go with a watering can tank because I was coming into contact with a lot of aquatic axes. So that watering can allows me to gain energy while being struck by aquatic move. Serious for the energy still on top of that. So that paired with the zero cost cattail can provide value, as cattail allows me to draw cards when being struck by a bug or beast or a mech. The beach horn for the damage, which is one of my favorites. Beach and cactus are my favorite plant horn moves. Then going over to the midliner, a nice energy control beast with the Golda for the destroy and the rice for the energy steal. Dual blade for damage plus the critical strikes.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like crits.
exactly. And risky beast for the damage also, because if I was to get hit and into last stand and I'm able to get a risky beast off, that's gonna do about 150% damage. Okay, so gonna move on to the backliner. So this backliner here was bred in the Breed Mania Labs, right? Fresh out of the Breed Mania Labs. This Axie currently is a 1 of 1 Axie, right? No other Axie with this move set exists. Really liking this backliner. Has the zero cost chomps, right, with the Nemo pair, so I can get a zero cost move in there when going for the chomp. I have the Cerastus to do some, really good damage if the Axie attacking is faster than me, gets the damage bonus. Then also the Indian Star, because that just reflects a boatload of damage back onto my opponent. So if I'm getting struck by a melee attack, the Indian Star will reflect 40% of that damage back to the attacker. A really great Axie here. So yeah, there you have it. That's my team. Z, if you wanna go through yours, I can see some
Yeah,
nice
and
Japanese
I just want to
parts.
comment on. I'll just comment on your back axie there. So this axie is like super annoying because like the Cerastes gets a lot of value off of obviously the higher speed axes, but if
Sure.
you think about it, what's the speed on this axie? Is it just 31, 32, or sorry, 41, 42? Do you remember?
43.
43. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
even
kind of
still,
fast. Yeah.
so yeah, even still though, if you think about it, anything that's gonna be like below, I would say 43 speed, 42 speed around there, you're dealing with like a lot of melee moves because a lot of those types of axes are beasts, bugs, other reptiles, stuff like that. And so you're getting value with the Cerastes off of the higher speed axes, obviously, but even the lower speed axes, that Indian Star is there to reflect a ton of their melee moves. So no matter what type of axie you're playing against, you're probably going to get a ton of value. So like to me, this is just a super annoying axie to play against because no matter what I choose, I'm always gonna run into issues with this guy. So yeah, it's a
Yep.
nice, unique axie there.
Yep. Indeed.
Okay, for me, I'm running obviously the Sirius Cactus tank, as you can see here. I would say the things to note here for this axie is probably the cattail, and I choose cattail because it just gives you so much value in a lot of situations. I think a season ago we had a lot of discard bugs, so
Yep.
it really negated a lot of the discard bugs. Now we're starting to see a little bit more, but also we're starting to see a lot more reptiles with like thorny caterpillar, stuff like that. So you're going to get a lot of draw value just off of that cattail. And then, of course, I choose the cactus just because I'm electing to. I want to do a little bit more damage. Both of my reptiles are not the most like damage oriented type of axes, but and another thing, interesting thing to note with the cactus, or yeah, the cactus and the Sirius for that matter, is the speed advantage or disadvantage for that matter. And one thing to note about when you're playing plants that have Sirius and cactus is you have a speed tie or a HP tie. So say for instance these axes, they are both 31 speed
31 speed.
axes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The higher ID axis will go last. And that's important because cactus you need to go last, and with Sirius you want to steal last.
Yep.
So it looks like in this situation, AX has a plant that has the higher ID, and so he's going to go last. So that's actually really important for him because, again, he's going to be able to steal last with his Sirius. Getting a little long-winded with my team, but other than that, I have this kind of have like
So good.
a couple meme reptiles here where they're just like kind of disable reptiles, but they have the little branch combo. So really just hoping to disable some and then get off maybe some huge crits with the little branch combos with the hot butt.
Yeah, I like the look of that midline. It's triple part Japanese reptile.
Yep, yeah, yeah. Got to showcase some Japanese parts.
Great stuff. All right, so getting into round one, kind of really didn't have a lot there. I just went with the cat tail, seeing as I can see Z has the double little branch. So thinking to myself, maybe I could just get some value if I get rushed in the first round, because looking at my card, didn't really have like a play that was screaming at me just then. So just kind of went with the cattail. Yeah, so it seems like we both had the same idea in round one. So going on to round two, looked at my card draw, didn't draw a Sirius, didn't have the most amount of beefs moves. I just kind of went with the single beach there, just to see if I can inflict some damage on the tank. Yeah, because as you guys can see, my cards weren't the best just then.
So my thinking here is he has this Gouda Rice Beast. So it was actually kind of risky for me passing turn one because technically speaking, I could have gotten my energy stolen just turn one. But I really didn't have a lot of damage options turn one, so I kind of felt like I had to take that risk and just pass the turn because I wasn't going to get in a lot of damage anyways. And then here I get the nice draw with the little branch. I had a pumpkin in hand, I believe.
Yep.
And so yeah, here I'm just going for damage. Don't want to get energy stolen at all. So that's normally if I didn't have the threat to get energy stolen here, I probably would have waited another turn. But this beast, he's really annoying, forces me to kind of use the damage that I have available here. And again, it's still a good combo with the hot butt and the little branch. So yeah, just hoping to get in some damage here, hoping for a crit. We'll see what happens.
That was a decent amount of damage, to be honest, and I didn't really have a lot of defense. And I was thinking, if I get hit with a crit, it could all be over. I got left with the stun, so wasn't able to get my beach off, and I completely missed. So that was good for Z. By round three, I still didn't draw, a lot of beast cards, and was kind of thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna have to do something. Didn't draw the Rice Golda combo. Went with the Golda little branch because I had to do something. Z did play a pumpkin last round, so that was kind of like a cue card for me to think to myself, okay, potentially this is the time to get some damage in, even though I probably won't get the kill because I saw him just use a pumpkin. Maybe this would make a lot of sense to attack because he could obviously draw it again, but sometimes you just gotta take that risk and see, because it's being so early, you might not have a second pumpkin. And I added the watering can to my tank just for some defense to try and keep it alive in case, I didn't get rushed.
Yeah, really awkward turn here for me because, he hasn't used any beast moves up to this point. And so now I'm thinking, okay, like he's gotta have something on this beast.
Yeah.
But it turns out he only had two beast moves. And so it's one of those things with Axie. Sometimes you think that they have more than they do, and sometimes you think they have less than they do. One interesting note here is I specifically went pumpkin first, then Sirius, because just in case Axe tried to get cheeky with me with maybe a stun, I wanted to make sure that I would eliminate the stun before trying to Sirius.
That was a really good point because, you may get distracted or just lose concentration, and you may put your cards in the wrong order. But because Z was obviously thinking about the stun, he went with the pumpkin first and was able to, even if I did play the stun, he would have still been able to get that serious off. So that's just a point to remember, that card order does matter.
Yeah, and I specifically didn't use the cactuses here just because I had thought that Axe had a lot more cards on his beast. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to get into a situation where I went all in on my plant and then it just totally gets annihilated by the beast and I don't get anything at all. But again, sometimes you just think that they have it and they don't.
So going into round 4, I drew a couple beast cards. Still, not all the beast cards I wanted, but was able to get a rice from that last draw, and wanted to use it just in case Z may have taken his foot off the gas there and maybe tried to save. So wanted to get the rice off to see if we may be able to get something with the beast. Played the watering can on the tank, just basically trying to keep the tank alive pretty much. And yeah, so I played some cards on my reptile as well because I'm thinking, okay, it's round 4. If he does take his foot off the gas, I want to make sure that I get the kill on his tank. Also, Z did play 2 pumpkins previously, so in my mind that showed me that that's telling me that okay, he must be running low on cards on his tank. So if I'm gonna get the tank out of here, it's looking good for this round. So I just need to make sure I put enough damage out and hopefully secure the kill on the tank.
Yep. Good turn here by Axe, and also good for him to identify. He's able to use Nemo here because he's obviously going to kill this plant, and it's not going to get energy stolen back. So they move for Axe there. For me, just going for the kill here, the last stand. I knew it was going to last stand, so that's why I used the green thorns there.
Yeah, that was cool. Then finally in round 5, I got the combo that I wanted in like round 1 and was able to attack with the Rice Golda to see if Z may try and be cheeky and skip, especially because Z had the 0 costs on the reptile, so I thought maybe he could try and save. So I wanted to make sure that if he did, he would be punished.
Yeah, I just know I don't want to get stolen, so that's why I'm just using my cards. It's really inefficient here, but I know it's going to get stolen from me either way, so I almost have no choice here. Then, the hot butt here maybe gives me a chance for the next turn, but this is where Axe is really able to kind of hit his stride because he doesn't have to worry about, not using Nemo or using Nemo and then getting it stolen. He can really just use cards as free as possible here, and he has a speed advantage on both of his axes. So I'm really kind of in the beginning I was more in an offense mode, and now I'm really in defense mode here against these 2 axes.
Yeah, that was really good because the Nemo that I used on the reptile previously was what allowed me to have the extra energy going into round 6. And with the luck of the card draw, I drew 3 cards on my beast, so I was able to use all 3 cards and cause some damage for Z's midliner there. No energy still from the rice, but was able to get the kill on the midliner. That was great.
Yep. And here I didn't want to get energy stolen, So I kind of just used what I had. But again, you could make an argument not to, because I did disable the Gouda
Yeah.
the round before. So I could have made an argument to be like, you know what, I'm okay with maybe getting one of my energy stolen so I could stack up some more damage and cards. But yeah, I tried the opposite. And yeah, we'll see how it works out for me.
By end of round 6, my beast was left with a stun. To myself, I was thinking, damn, this is not great. I wanted to get as much damage done as possible, but seeing as, I've got the beast versus the reptile, right? The stun wasn't helping because we didn't have enough energy to, get rid of the stun plus, deal a decent amount of damage because, there's no zero cost on my midliner. So the stun really annoyed me just then. What I did was I ended up playing the dual blade. I kind of don't know why I done that. I probably just left it, but ended up playing the dual blade just to remove the stun, right? And went with single cost chomp. I did play 3 cards with the double Nemo, but was able to generate energy and leave a chomp, right? So yeah, I feel like what I did that was good there was the double Nemo stun because it gave me an energy advantage going into the 1v1.
Yep, I'm gonna get some energy back, which is really important for this back Axie for
Exactly.
Axe right here because now he's gonna have 4 energy. He's gonna have stuff stacked for that back Axie, which is what he wants. And yeah, I'm just going for the kill here. One important note for the reptile killing that beast is I actually, if I had a faster reptile that was faster than that beast, I could have just went 1 card and I would have been able to kill through the shield regardless. So that's a interesting note for people is that if you're going to use the stun, always remember that your damage goes through shield if they're stunned. And so you don't have to, if you go faster, you don't have to worry about them stacking shield. You can just kind of whap them one time and it'll go through.
Yep. That is a combo that I use a lot in the arena, and it's very effective. So, guys, make sure you take that piece of advice on board. So going into the 1v1, I knew I wouldn't get the Cerastus bonus due to my Axie being faster, but due to the fact that majority of these moves are melee attacks, I knew I would be getting some value from the Indian Star. And, I'll still get damage value from the Cerastus, just not the bonus. But, I was able to end with the Chomp as well. So, I'll leave Z's Axie with the stun. So, yeah, so with that combo there, so I was thinking, get as much damage with the Cerastuses.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the plural? Cerasti?
And leave Z with the chomp. I already knew, the stun could be outplayed via the zero cost green thorns. So I was kind of thinking to myself, hopefully I don't get critted by the little branches coming.
Yeah, and this is just a tough situation for me because I know he has the Indian Star, and if he would have went double Indian Star here, I would have just probably died. And so I really have to try and play around. I'm not too worried about Cerastes because I am the slower Axie here. He's not going to get a ton of value off of Cerastes, but really where he gets all the value is off of Indian Star. So I'm at least trying to remove his chomp with the hot butt, but one improvement I probably could have made is just to focus, because he is going to stack up a ton of shield no matter what. So I probably could have focused more on being energy conservative and just getting damage through stun, like just probably going just chomp and like a little branch or something like that, just to get through stun.
Yeah, that's really effective with that reptile as well. Due to the fact that you can stun and then hit the little branch, and as little branch is a beast part, that will do some nice damage to the reptile there. So is effective. So here I just went for the double Indian Star, pretty much hoping that all the reflection damage in Lunasia is enough to defeat Aziz Axie there. So yeah, went with the double Indian Star on that.
Yeah, and I mean, I knew that in this situation, even if you went Indian Star with the amount of shield I was able to put up, that I wouldn't do that much. And so really an uneventful turn. I mean, we both didn't do that much there,
No.
and it just kind of now it leads up to this. Yeah, we're in Blood Moon now, so the
Yeah.
game's getting pretty long, and you have some very interesting decisions that we have to make here.
Yeah. And Z, you know, doing work with that hotbar, disabling my stun there was kind of annoying. And I wasn't able to leave Z with the stun or, you know, go under and get some free damage under that. So I went double Nemo to obviously get rid of my stun, then to gain some energy, end with the Cerastus. Of course, the Indian star for the reflect damage, but that Cerastus seemed to be doing the trick. Then the reflection damage makes it a GG.
Yeah, no redraw on the green thorns for me here. And I think this is just the end for this reptile now. So really interesting back and forth battle there, but it just goes to show you the value of, not only shield, but also the value of like reflect damage with the Indian star. And I think that was, pretty interesting to note as far as like how you can kind of play through stuns and shield and that kind of thing. And for me, that was kind of the theme of the match is how are we both playing around shield there, like you're doing a lot of math and you're trying to figure out what turns into kills and how reflect damage is working, and a lot to think about in that match, I think.
Totally, yeah. Completely agree with you. Really appreciate that, Z. That was a great game. I'll be definitely seeing you around in Lunacia.
Oh yeah. Hope to see everyone in Lunacia, and thanks, Ax, for having me on. I appreciate it.
No worries. No worries. Really appreciate that. Make sure you guys comment on this video. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you've learned, right? I hope you guys are learning something from this, taking some value away from this. Make sure you hit the video with a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do that so you do not miss a thing, right? Hit the notification bell, and I will catch you guys in the next video.